Well, Merry Christmas Eve. So, what are we reviewing today? Well, I don't look too bad in glasses. We are reviewing A Christmas Carol. Jim Carrey. Okay. First of all, if you don't know the story of Christmas Carol, what the hell is wrong with you? There has been so many tales of A Christmas Carol that it's hard to not know what it is. And if you don't know what it is, then by all means, what the hell are you doing for your life? Go read the original book or watch one of the movies. This was actually the first Christmas Carol movie I ever saw as a kid. I saw it back when it came out in theaters. And by all means, like I saw it twice. And I remember enjoying it. So revisiting it after all that time, I was excited. I've never actually seen another Christmas Carol movie besides this one. I saw a little bit of Scrooge. I never was really interested in Bill Murray's Scrooged, which is kind of like A Christmas Carol, but a little bit more comedic. I never seen the Muppets Christmas Carol. I've never seen really any Christmas Carol besides. That's not true. I saw Mickey Mouse I saw the Disney Christmas Carol. Yeah. So how is this film? Well, like Polar Express, some people don't like this animation. They really, really don't. And some people actually did not like this film mainly because of Jim Carrey. I don't get that. I think Jim Carrey did a great job as Scrooge. Let me say that first of all. I think he did an amazing job, and I don't understand why people don't like Jim Carrey as okay. First of all, I understand he was in The Grinch or the How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the live action one, and I know that film is it has its fans, but I'm not too big a fan of it. Maybe I'll get around to reviewing it next year, but I understand how you may feel. So when you hear this, you're like, But surprisingly, Jim Carrey is really good in this movie. He's surprisingly not that funny in this film. And that's the thing. I'm saying that because Jim Carrey does a great job as playing as Mr. Scrooge, despite the fact that he doesn't really do a lot of jokes. He does jokes here and there, and most of the part they land, they're somewhat funny. I mean, there's a few here and there that are like... But he's playing Scrooge. A guy that's not funny that much. He hates Christmas. That's why he says, bah, humbug. And holy shit, this is the only Christmas Carol movies I've seen, so I have to look at it from that perspective. Let me say this, first of all. Scrooge is a dick. But that's what I loved about Jim Carrey's performance. He did a great job portraying this character in the best way he can to his motion capture and acting ability. You know, because he's, for the most part, he's giving the lines, but at the same time, I don't really know how the fuck it works. I'm retarded, so... How is the film overall? Well, Jim Carrey as Scrooge does a good job. Basically, if you don't know what it's about, which you should, but if you don't, it is about Scrooge is visited by three ghosts, the past, present, and the future. And they basically scare him to death by basically showing him, you know, what your life has been like, and, you know, you gotta appreciate Christmas, and you gotta give love to others. Which I believe is the true meaning of Christmas, love. That is literally what everyone is showcasing in this film. All of Scrooge's family members and friends are just like, Scrooge, he's pretty much a douchebag. They're calling him that behind his back. And Scrooge is over here like, oh, I didn't actually know that's how they felt about me. And as the film progresses, it's like, wow, you feel bad for Scrooge. Despite the fact that you love to hate him. It's one of those characters and scenarios where you love to hate this character. But in this case, he does a really good job, especially Jim Carrey. I love Scrooge in this film. And all the actors do a great job, and all the motion capturing, it's fine. I love the fucking animation in this. I don't care what anyone says. I love the animation in these films. I wish they came back. Sure, their last film, Mars Needs a Mom, was shit, but we need movies like this. This was amazing. Damn it. And let me say this. I don't know if any of the other Christmas Carol movies are dark. This film scared the shit out of me as a kid. Like, legit. I saw Coraline, I think the same year, or the year afterwards. This was more terrifying than Coraline. Holy shit. I don't know how they do it in all the other Christmas Carol movies, but when the ghost of Christmas Present disappears, it's fucking scary. For a kid's film. This film's PG. I don't think it's yet. It's PG. Right. Let's see if we can get it focused. PG, whatever. You get the case. This is PG, and what's a PG for? Some material may not be suitable for children. For scary sequences and images, that's for sure. They literally talk about death and murder. Now, that is a theme I know that the Christmas Carol story has. You know, Tiny Tim dies, and but that's the thing. I have seen some scenes of Christmas Carol movies, but this film has, by all means, from what I've seen from other Christmas Carol movies, not all the way through, because this is the only one I've watched all the way through, but I've seen some clips of Muppets Christmas and stuff like that. Yeah, God. Tiny Tim, when he dies, it is brutal. Because Scrooge is like watching the family suffer, and Scrooge is like, oh my God, I'm partially responsible for this. And when, what's the dad's name? But when the dad basically comes home and, he's like, I'm fine, family. He steps right in front of Scrooge, and he, is devastated. And it's overall sad. It's really sad, and overall it's just like, holy crap. This movie's sad, but that's what makes this movie work, in my opinion. I think because Scrooge is one of those, he doesn't really care, but it's not necessarily his fault. He's just been surrounded with so much grief, and, he doesn't really view the way things other people view. He doesn't have the spirit of Christmas in him. He's not loving. He's more of a businessman. He would literally, I think he said in one part that he would let a group of children at a church starve or something. I don't know, something similar to that. But I think what works about this film is that before Scrooge gets to the point where he literally has to suffer by seeing the past, the present, and the future. So there's that. I think it works, and I think it works for the character of Scrooge. Overall, I really like this film. I think it's very well animated, just like Polar Express. Doesn't have musical numbers like Polar Express, but damn, it is good at scaring. This movie has 2 jump scares that got me. And I don't know if that's because I haven't seen this movie in a while, but by all means, they were fucking scary. This movie is creepy and atmospheric and beautifully animated. Great acting, great motion capturing, fucking perfect everything. I think my only flaw with it is that, well, actually, it's not the flaw I had with Polar Express. The flaw I have with this movie, and this is the big one I have, other than that, it's perfect. I think what my main problem with this film is that there is a few scenes where, this is supposed to be kind of realistic, not really. It involves ghosts. But there's one part where these characters are dancing at a school or a church or whatever. I don't really know. And they're dancing, and the one character literally flies up in the air. Logic went out the window, guys. Other than that, though, and it happens 1 or 2 times in the movie. It's weird. Other than that, though, I really love this movie. I will watch more Christmas Carol movies. In fact, I actually plan to review a few next year. Maybe 1 or 2 or 3. I don't know. We'll see. But other than that, guys, I'm going to give it an A-. I enjoy it just as much as I enjoy Polar Express. These two are good movies. Okay, I think I'm done with the animated movies. So tomorrow's Christmas, guys. Merry Christmas Eve, and tomorrow, Merry Christmas. We're going to review It's a Wonderful Life.